Hi, my name is Melissa Matamoros, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I like to use Flipgrid. I am an eighth grade U.S. history teacher as well as an educational technology coach. So I'm going to discuss how I've used Flipgrid in my classes with my students, as well as how I have introduced Flipgrid to my teachers who now, as a school, we all use Flipgrid together and we all have licenses to use it. So it's something that I use a lot in my PDs for school, and my teachers have really jumped on board and really loved using it in different ways in their own classrooms. So basically, in my content area, there's a lot of different ways I like to use Flipgrid. I have a grid for each of my class periods, and in that grid, I have a lot of different topics. Some of them are topics in which students go ahead and use that as a forum to present projects that they've done, and that way, instead of having these large in-class presentations that sometimes we don't have enough time for, they go ahead and present their projects on a Flipgrid, and everybody could go ahead and go back and see each other's projects and give some feedback and some real-time feedback on them. So that's worked really well. We've also used Flipgrids in what I like to call history labs. And this is something that I have posted on the Discovery Library. So if you're interested in taking a look at it, you can find it under my name, Melissa Matamoros, or History Lab. In this case, this one is specifically about the French and Indian War, but there's a lot of different topics for the History Lab. Basically, what it is that I have a bunch of primary sources. We like to have the kids analyze primary sources. It's a great way to build critical thinking. Usually the way it works as a traditional history lab, they'll have these primary sources that are all supposed to answer some main essential question. Once they have analyzed those sources, they're supposed to use that source as a backup to be able to answer that essential question and build their argument. And usually this is all done as a written essay in the end. But sometimes I want for them to not only practice their writing, but also as a way for them to practice and develop their public speaking skills, which they don't always have a chance to do. So instead of taking their argumentative essay on paper, I want ahead and go and have them present their arguments as a more formalized and organized speech. So once they've completed their chart, and they usually work together in creating this, then they go ahead and go into their grid, where they can actually then answer that essential question, which I have posted when I first present their topic, and then go ahead and record their argument answering the question. And that way, they're able to view each other's opinions and each other's arguments. They're able to offer themselves some feedback, which I give them a rubric of things that they should be looking for. And that way, they are able to practice and improve their organization, their speaking, as they continue to work on these different grids and these different topics. So this is something that you could definitely find in the Discovery Library. I love using the Discovery Library. It's a great way to get some new ideas for when you're looking for. You can search by subject. You can just kind of browse. It's really great. One of the things that I actually was able to get from the Discovery Library was a great idea on how to introduce Flipgrid to the rest of my teachers. So once it came time for me to introduce as a PD to the rest of our teachers our Flipgrid that we had for the school, I found this great topic on the Discovery Library about the walk-up song, right? If you came into a classroom and any song could be playing in the background that represented you, what would it be? So this was the way that I kind of introduced Flipgrid to our school and our teachers at our PD. They went ahead and answered this, and a lot of them had a lot of fun playing the song in the background or singing it. And so it was something that was really engaging and really brought them on board to really focusing on what Flipgrid can do. So a lot of our teachers then went ahead and participated in this whole entire topic and presented their ideas to all of our first-time teachers who presented on Flipgrid and went ahead and did that. I actually created certificates for them in which they each received for then participating in the topic. So it was really something that was really engaging, and they really loved it. So just in case, of course, might be interested, here's my walk-up song. I'll go ahead and put mine out there. So my walk-in song would definitely be Another Day of Sun from La La Land. And that's just because everything may not always be going the way we want, but you have to remember it's another day of sun, so we're thankful for that. And so we trudge through and keep a positive attitude. So that's my walk-in song. Something that our teachers actually did is they took this same concept and used it within their classrooms, and they found that it was a great way to actually team build within the classroom and kind of increase their relationships with their students and with each other. And it really created a more positive attitude and environment in the classroom. So a lot of our teachers actually took the same topic and began to implement it into their own classes, and the students began to think about what would be their walk-in song that represented them. So it was something that kind of sparked and continued to go throughout the school. So the Discovery Library, telling you it's really great. It definitely helps you kind of spark some new ideas and look at new ways to how to implement Flipgrid into your classroom. So basically, that's just my overview of what Flipgrid can do, how I've used it. I've definitely used it with my teachers, with my students. I continue to use it as a way for my teachers to communicate with each other. I created a grid specifically for our school where teachers are able to post their ideas about technology, any problems or questions that they have, if they're looking for collaboration for a project that they want to do. So it's kind of a way for teachers to kind of um, openly stay connected with one another at school. Sometimes as a school, you might get lost in what you're doing and don't know what's going on around you. So it's definitely a way to keep us all connected and keep us still innovative and bright, vibrant and creative. So those are some of the things I like to use for Flipgrid. So thank you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful day.